Which one are we going, which input are we? Computer?
The world is changing
This one?
so fast.
Oh, RGB1?
You know, I just remember
Okay, here we go.
15 years ago, I hardly know how to use
Todd does this
email.
thing where he puts it in like a cup or
We
something.
still go by the,
It creates an echo.
now I think it's that we go to the travel agent.
Anthony will get the.
You know, nowadays, everything we do is online. You know, for many years, I do taxes. You know, when I started, when I was poor, I have to try to do my own, and I give up very quickly because even though some simple form, I still find quite difficult, right? You know, a long time ago, 30, 40 years ago, when I was social worker, I tried to ask for
Can you pull that up on the screen?
and even attend that, you know,
Audio input.
for a simple form. But it is, I know for sure that the thing to fly properly. And for years, I get to the business, trying to get people to CPA. With it, apply right now, it gets investigated.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Accountant
Oh,
working
that's
for
good.
me, and I have staff, and I also CPA to watch over my stuff over the years.
So those of you who may have missed it, we've just partnered Legacy Shield create a tax service program where we can refer taxes in and get paid. So that's what coaches are going over right now, and I believe Michael from Legacy Shield will be joining us.
Okay. So, what's good? Music in the back. Coach, there's somebody that's extremely rude to having their music playing while Coach is talking. Please turn it off. Hey, these people have music in their background. If you just stop, you have to mute their phone line. That'd be great, Coach. Can someone check the computer in the back? The Spotify is on. Please say the Spotify is on. Hey, the music is still on. Good now, Coach. Good now. No more music. Good. On the background. I just want to hear, is that okay now? There's no music, but still noise.
No, not there, not there.
Right now, everybody doesn't have to unmute it because you're just listening to the training. I just need one guy or two guys just open up so and they ask, do you hear me well? Are you okay now? You hear me well? And,
Yes, we can hear you now, Coach.
and there's any background noise?
No,
No background noise. All right. So we can start now, right?
Okay, no, Coach, you hear you clearly.
What do you say? I don't hear you. All right. Thank you. See, guys. I just want to tell you that it's a great come through for us, and we're working on going to sign our platform. You know, the work that we have today, and I cannot say enough. Michael, who've been putting a lot of time, effort, and money to create the platform. He worked with me about 2-3 years ago with Legacy Shield, and I believe that every single family in America got to have a will. Whether you're poor or you're rich, you have something, you have an asset, you got to have a will, and that opened up. Many of you benefit from the will and trust and estate planning, wealth preservation. That's a great platform. They're going to ensure as time goes by, the more of us more familiar with that. I I want us to be the one who own the will and trust. We own that market. No company out there is doing it. Not America, not any other company, not New York Life, not Prudential. We gotta see, you gotta behave like a big company. You gotta see that you have to have an Amazon mentality. You own that market. Just like right now we own financial education market. You may not realize that, or maybe the office is not up to bad work for you, but don't you see what we see? We own the financial education market. Nobody do education, financial education in America. Nobody do it in Canada. So we own that market. But that's not just specifically. We own the IUL market. We are the number one producer in IUL for many years to come. You know, we want to own the investment market. We pretty much right now, no company out there on a large scale basis own the estate planning market. And we are not, you know, our field force is not understand that we're supposed to own the retirement market. Because with education, with Medicare, with supplement, and with long-term care, we should own that retirement market. And we should own the annuity market. And now, with the tax and the future we're working on, that we're going to be able, possibly in the future, we're going to get the real estate market. That anyone in any of those areas, there are millions and millions of people who say, you know what, I can see that, I can identify with it. I can come in and work with a retirement market, and I can have long-term care, I have annuity, I have estate planning, I have will and trust. I have that thing in my hand. There's somebody who come to us and say, I'm interested more about helping people to save money. So I have investment, I have insurance, and I have many other things. And now, you know, we have people who are going to come in and say, it's a no-brainer. I can come in here and talk to you about taxes because I have a tax background. You know, hey, why you want to become a tax preparer? You know, a lot of guys want, how many clients you have? Why don't you come here, build a team, and have thousands of people in your tax? You know, nowadays, why you want to become a travel agent and sell one or two tickets? Why don't you have a website or you have a view for the people who do travel? What I see here with the stock market is that although this year we started a bit late because due to a lot of work, a lot of compliance, a lot of, you know, system buck we have to do. But we still have another 1 or 2 months to go to be able to finish the tax. And I like to have, you know, this is an incredible work behind. It's not easy to go to compliance. It's not easy to approval. To be able to allow people like you, people like us right now, all of a sudden I realize that we can do tax too. I can see with my brother, my sister, and my friend. Everybody needs to do tax. And for about the same price or just a little bit more, they have a CPA. You know, why should you want to buy tax yourself? Why should you want to get a double tax and nobody back you up? Why don't you get the tax done by the tax service here we're going to talk about with the PSB? And first of all, it's a good way for us to go to have a talk, an opening talk with all the team. I see incredible things. You know how wonderful it is for us to be able to go out and to talk to family. And how wonderful is it for us to go out and share with family, friends, and you know, most people out there always look at you like an insurance guy. Now, they'll be surprised if you go to taxes. You talk to people about taxes. And you talk not just a tax like those tax preparer at the corner. You have a system with a CPA. You know, tax is a simple deal, just like buying an airline ticket. But before the experience, before most people like me think about buying airline ticket is a complicated thing. But now, over here, the whole country, I think 5, 10 years from now, everybody's gonna do our way, this way. Either gonna do with us or do somebody else. But I want to have a preemptive strike with Michael here, with my tax service. What do we call this? myTax? myTax? It is not myTax, it's WSB tax. I want us to own the stock market. We want to become the exterior of taxes we want to become the orbit of the tax service. You know, you'll be surprised one day, Kevin, you're going to have 1,000 tax clients with you. I mean, don't you think the people who trust you with tax also will trust you with other things? So we have that chance. But the best thing I want to do is we're going to have a chance to be able to go out and recruit people, a bigger platform to talk to people. All I do is just a matter, before I don't know what to talk to people. Right now, with the USB platform, you can talk with anybody in any subject. You know, some people, before you talk to them, they may not like your insurance, your investment, whatever, or not even interested into estate preservation. But somebody, the tax season, they're going to talk about, you know? So we should both own this market, and I just cannot say enough that we work very hard behind the background. I mean, to prepare for this program. We're supposed to come out at a convention in Phoenix, but doing a lot of delay in approval and compliance, things like that. We have today, but still the tax season has not finished. We still have a month away. And most people, the crime season right now, learn it today, and we're going to go out and max this thing. Many people right now, after this, we're going to make a tax list, tax sharing list, and they should do the business this way. So I wanted you to listen very carefully to what Michael has to say. And, first part, he's going to talk about myTax and the details of that. But take note and have questions. After this, he's going to ask the question and answer. Hopefully, walking out here, all of us will be very good about this thing. And you don't have to do much. myTax will do everything in the background. And I also suggest that some of you are going to try, maybe you're going to do it yourself. Maybe you're going to use it yourself, because every time you join, you own, and you begin to share, should you do the tax anyway, why don't you try with this one? And then you get experience within another 1 or 2 weeks, and you join on share, and now you say, my goodness, I already done my tax in a heartbeat. And with a professional, my tax service, a fraction of the cost I pay out there. And then you will recommend to your family and friends. And you also, you know what? You're going to make some money. We have a common goal with this one. So all of a sudden, man, I don't have to become a CPA, but I make money like other people, all right? So, I mean, to give all the credit to my appreciation and my supporter, and I gotta say enough about Michael. You gotta know Michael. He's a man who delivers. We're looking forward to have Michael working with us. It's a dream to have somebody. He's not just a provider. He's a friend, and he's a WSB supporter. He always put your interest at heart, and he put a lot of his resource and time and effort and money to be able to continue to improve our platform for us to own this market. All right, let's give a big hand to Michael. Michael Babico.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean. How you guys doing? Great to hear. Felt like Groundhog Day this morning. I got to tell you, just like last week. It is great to be here. Swan, thank you so much for the kind words. I absolutely do feel that way. This is home, and I absolutely love what you guys do. In fact, from day one, back in 2015, at the beginning of 2015, when I left Transamerica, from the first moment, Swan and I met and talked about what Legacy Shield was going to be built into. And in fact, when you look at our first product that we launched, it wasn't a coincidence that it was called Builder. We sat down with Juan at convention actually that summer and talked about what he wanted to have built out. When you look at the estate planning market and you look at, and I'll just make a couple comments around that and then we'll get into myTax. But when you look at estate planning, when you look at just having a will, 71% of North American adults do not have a will. Just a basic will. 71% don't have one. And they're typically doing what? Procrastinating. And if you ask them the number one reason why they don't have one, they don't feel like they have an easy access to a will. You guys provide that. You guys provide an easy access point for that. And so that was the first product that we created. Virtual MD was after that. And so there's a whole host of products. And myTax now, tax was something that Swan really wanted on the platform. So we worked on it last year and are just rolling it out. We will have much more functionality around this around next tax season. But I assure you, this is the future of the way taxes are going to be done. I mean, one of the things that we all know, this product, our phones, have completely revolutionized our life, right? What does this do for us? It brings the world to you. I mean, what did Uber do? Basically made a taxi stand wherever you are, right? Wherever your location is. So it brought the taxi stands to you. And it revolutionized it. In most cities, most people don't know this, you couldn't even hail a cab. It's illegal unless there was a taxi stand. What this did is made a taxi stand wherever you are. That's why it changed the world from that perspective, from a ride-sharing perspective. And it's going to change the world from a financial service perspective. More and more of the professionals will be coming to you. That's why Virtual MD, what we created there, is a physician coming to you for basic stuff so that you don't have to go out, spend your whole day, wait in a doctor's office, go from one office to another until the physician sees you and then does what? So go get some rest, get some hydration. Maybe if you're lucky, you get some antibiotics, right? And so all of that can be done through your phone. And that's the same thing with taxes as well. So what we've created around myTax is the ability for a CPA to come to you. To come to you and do all of the tax work. And it is not a do-it-yourself service. There are two types of services out there today. When you look at what the tax market is, and it is a huge marketplace. Huge marketplace. Everybody has to do taxes, right? I mean, think about everything else that we do. Can you imagine if life insurance had to be purchased and everyone had to buy it within a month? Great world, right? You have that with taxes. It has to be done by law, and we pretty much have a month to do it. That's it. So you have the next month to go out and have these conversations, starting with yourself and everyone around you, because everybody has to do it. We all know that. There are two types of services out there. One that you walk into an office and it is something that they conduct for you, they file for you. What's the other? A do-it-yourself service where it's software, whether it's online or you download. Is this either one of those? myTax is not either one of those. It is the CPA coming to you. Big difference. Do you have to be licensed as a CPA to talk about taxes with people? Yes, you do. That's the neat thing about myTax. You don't have to be licensed because the CPA is getting involved, not you. You don't have to be in the middle of that. That's the beauty of the system. You don't have to get in the middle of that. Who does taxes here? Anyone? Who does taxes professionally? We have a couple people. Okay. So when you're doing taxes, are you guys CPAs? Enrolled agents? CPAs? Yeah. So CPAs are the ones that are licensed or enrolled agents to have those conversations. You don't need to be licensed from that perspective. That's the beauty of myTax. They have a direct conversation with the CPA. Here's another big differentiator with myTax. Are taxes getting any more simple or more complicated? Much more complicated. We all talk about simplicity. It's only gotten complicated. We just received the largest tax change since when? Since 1986. That was the last time we had a tax act. It's usually about one generation. Before then, it was 1954. 1954, 1986, and we just received another major overhaul of the tax act. And so, lots of changes. You want a CPA involved in it. So that's why we made sure it wasn't a do-it-yourself service, it's a CPA that's doing taxes. So with that, I'm going to play a quick video that walks through the step-by-step and I'm hoping that the audio and video transfers over to everyone that's remote. But this will walk through the step-by-step of how you sign up, how you get on there. We're going to spend some time and talk through any questions that you may have as well as we work through it. I'm going to just turn it over to the video for a second here. It'll be about a 10-minute video.
Webinar on myTax. What's going to go over today is a little bit about how you can get it for yourself, as well as how you can recommend it to your referral. A couple pointers about myTax. It works only on mobile devices, so you need to get it and subscribe to it from our platform, but you can only use it on a mobile device. The other thing I want to mention is that it's very different than what most of you or your contacts will be doing. It differs from TurboTax in that it's something that's done through qualified CPAs. So where TurboTax you are on your own, with myTax, you are getting the help of qualified CPAs. And that's also how it differs from the other tax services out there, like Liberty Tax or H&R Block. Believe it or not, most of the time when you go into those services, you are using or getting the help from an agent. Meaning they take a test and they learn how to fill out tax returns, but they are not qualified CPAs. They may not know the actual tax law. So with myTax, you are getting the benefit of having an actual CPA, someone who knows the law, qualified, certified public accountant that will actually prepare the returns for you. And that's a big thing here because taxes are complicated, things are changing, and you want to make sure that you have somebody who knows the tax law to take advantage of all the liberties that the tax law brings so that you can maximize the return. A couple other things is that in myTax, the average price, the average cost to have a CPA prepare the return is about $270, but it ranges from about $100 to $500. But the average cost for a consumer is going to be about $270, and the average return amount is going to be $3,000. So it's going to cost on average about $270 to have a qualified CPA complete the taxes, and the average person is going to get about $3,000 back in refund. So there are three main ways in which you need to know how to get it. If you are already calling Legacy Shield, and you have access to our system, and you have access to the portal, either through having Shield by itself or one of the estate planning kits or virtual MD, you are going to want to go and log in as a client. So let me just show you here. I am going to log in as a client, and we are going to see what happens. So you see I've logged in as a client. This is what clients see with their vault and the administration and all their subscriptions here. And the individual is going to want to go to Marketplace. And you see we can change the Marketplace. I've already done this, so it's up here to current subscription. But you'll see here that you could subscribe to a bundle to healthcare products or personal protection. The myTax would actually show up here. You would click subscribe. and then it would come up over on your subscription page here. Now again, this can only be accessed through a mobile device. So when you get the email that says that you can click here to download the app, you want to do that from your mobile device. If you can't find an email, go here on your mobile device or on the desktop and click here to send an email to yourself. Again, you want to open it up on your mobile device. I will show everybody what that looks like in a little bit, but the pathways to get myTax vary. So I'm first going to cover the different ways in which you can get myTax, and then I'll cover how it works on a mobile device. So this is how a client that already has one of our services would go in and get it. It would go to the marketplace. Now, if you have somebody that you want to recommend this to, they're a client on the system or referral on the system, and you want to suggest that they get myTax, and then you're going to log in, and you are going to make a recommendation. So this is what that would look like. And you see here that I'm logged into the advisor portal, and you would see my clients. So you see your clients, and you see that you have the ability to recommend something. That's just this blue button here, to recommend a product. So you go ahead and you would recommend myTax. And we add this section here so that you can actually put your own words in here and make it personal. So you can say here, hi Kevin, I thought you would benefit from this. Please contact me with more details. You'll click send recommendation, and then they will get an email on that recommendation. So you see that, and then they will get an email with information about myTax, as well as that personalized notes from you. Now the last way you can get it, and this is for all of you, the advisors that do not have access to our system yet, you're going to want to log in as an advisor. So you're going to want to actually go into the advisor portal, as you see here. Sorry, let me go back to my dashboard. And you see, I haven't bought anything myself yet. So here you can get my own Legacy Shield key. This is only available in the U.S. You're going to click U.S. and agree to the terms and conditions. You are going to then click on myTax. And you'll see the three here, and you click submit. And now I will get an email for me to register and get on myTax. If you are not already on the portal, you don't have access, very simple. What you want to do at that point is you want to go to advisor, you want to go to advisor registration, and you want to complete the advisor registration, first name, last name, email. When you get to the enterprise code, that is Builder 1000. So you want to enter Builder 1000 as the enterprise code, and then you would follow that same process of getting my own sheet. A few very important things. For those individuals that do not already have a Legacy Shield subscription, including yourself, if you don't have your own team, we are giving away 3 months of Shield plus Financial View at no charge while the individual evaluates and gets the estimate from myTax. And it's just that, it's an estimate. There is no obligation to pay at this point. What's going to happen is they're going to get a link. From that link, they're going to click on the button, and they will download the app. So I'll show you at that point, at this point, what that looks like. This is what that email looks like. You see the email, and you would click on download that. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go, and I'm going to show you the app. So this is what the app looks like. You see here that you have that email, you click the button, you want to open up in the App Store or in the Play Store. It's very important that you do not download the app without registering on our site. If you don't first register on our site, then there's no way to connect it to WMG, which means you won't get paid. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. You'll see here that it's downloading, and so as soon as it's finished downloading, I will show you exactly what I mean. First is myTax, and you see it pre-populates with the email. And that's super important. That is what ties that individual to you. That is what ties it to WFG, and which allows you to get paid. So it's going to go through the process. You see there's the message people there, the CPAs. You can call them, agree to terms and conditions, and you just click what applies to you. And you want it to be accurate, because this is what's going to be done and allow you to get the most deduction on your taxes. On this part here, you wanted to fill it out exactly how it would appear on your tax return. So that's really important. You want to put the accurate information. I'm obviously doing government information since I have hundreds of people looking at this. Right now I'm at a webinar. I don't want everyone to know my social security number. They enter the information, and you just go ahead and continue to follow the steps. So as you're watching that, let me just go through a few important things here. One, what is a commission? We pay 30% of what it costs to WFG Grid, which gets paid down to you. So depending upon where you are in the hierarchy, you will get your points, you will get your commission. Again, 30% of what's paid for the preparation services gets paid to WFG. On average, it costs about $270. So 30% of $270 would get paid to WFG, and then they would pay out based upon where you are in the hierarchy. You would pay by credit card, and I'll show you where that screen comes up. And again, you do not need to pay before you get the estimate. You'll get an estimate of what it will cost you before you pay. So here you see I'm filling out different information on the app, from paying taxes, etc. I complete the rest of the information. And this is very intuitive. It's all on the mobile app. Again, only done on mobile app. Here you see there's a section for additional comments. You get additional comments. You don't need to fill out where you heard about us from. You see there, for me personally, it's $300 to do this. And then I'm going to select how I plan on paying. There's only one way to pay, and that's by credit card. Here you're going to see how you're going to get the tax return back, and that is by ETF. So I'm going to get the bank, and here I'm saying all the credit card information. Once you do this, then you will get to the next screen where you'll be able to upload documents by taking pictures, and the CPAs will communicate with you via text. When the tax preparation is completed, you'll get a copy of that in your vault, as well as your consumer, and that's it. It's done. Again, this is a very simple service to use, and it's really, really, really important to know that this is such a great opportunity. Again, everybody has to file taxes. So if you think about all the other services we offer and that you offer, okay. So I wanted that recorded just because I didn't want to fumble back and forth between the cell phone and the computer. So as you can see, there's a couple points that I'm going to make here, and then we can open it up for Q&A. But